I've got some techniques for pricking out. I've got a that I want to show. I've got a lovely flower here called scabious, which is at a nice size for pricking out. Nice big cotyledon, small first leaf, and I'm using my own compost. I'm going to fill this 12 cell tray, and it's in the filling and in the preparation for the compost to receive the little plants that the most important work happens. So I fill to the level, I level off, and then I gently firm with 2 fingers and then shake the pot. And so the level is just below the top of the tray. And that way the water isn't going to flood off. And when you water, it's really important to water with a watering can that has a fine rose. So there's a gentle stream of rain and not a huge, great thundering flood. So the next thing is to make the holes, and all I do is with a quite sharply pointed dibber that I've whittled myself, which is like a thick pencil, I make a nice round hole but with a big open mouth, because these are going to be quite big seedlings with quite a lot of root. I dig around and very gently, holding only onto the leaf with 2 fingers, never the stem and never the roots, because they're very vulnerable at this stage. I then, because I got this nice wide opening, you can see this little plant there, I just drop her in and fill in with my dibber, and then with my fingers firm, and again with the dibber scrape a little bit of compost from either the surrounding holes or the hole itself, and it's firm. So that again, nice round hole so that the seedling can be received without having to force it in. Dibble out the seedling, getting right to the bottom of the seed tray and easing the seedling out with as many roots as possible. And it's also important that the radicle, which is the bottom of the seed, is facing down. If it ends up curling up, it will of course hit the compost around the cell, but you want it facing down so that the plant, the root knows to go down and doesn't have to find its way down. It's already pointing down. You drop it in, you fill it in, you drop it further, only handling with the 2 fingers, never the roots, and when it's in, a bit more firming, and it's nice and solid. So one more time, nice round hole. Here's a seedling that's already come out, just touching the cotyledons, not the stem or the root. Tuck it in, fill in with compost, and there's 3. And those are going to grow really well. And now I give them a watering, and I put them either in the sun or in the shade or whatever they need to be. These are little plants that like the sun. And I always tend to do this at the end of the day so it's not too hot. The last thing you want to do is to do them first thing in the morning on a bright sunny day in the tunnel or greenhouse where they have to cope with glaring sun all day. You want to do them in the evening, water, and then they'll perk up overnight after their traumatizing changeover, and then the next day they'll start growing, and in no time these will be ready to plant out in about 3 weeks.